Welcome to our video bulletin for Friday the 22nd of January. Well, lockdown is continuing and I hope that you're all keeping safe and well. At the moment, the telephones and email in the church office are quite busy with people planning events for the rest of the year. We know that we're in for a very busy year, especially the second half, but at the moment we're all encouraged to stay at home and to keep safe. And if you've got an event which you're planning, looking at how you can either keep it safe or move it to the other end of the year. If it's at St Nick's, please do get in touch sooner rather than later as the diary is filling up. There are some regular events which happen every year now which we are looking forward to, and one is the Liverpool Plinth. I was going to stand outside and make this video in front of the 2020 sculpture, but the wind and the rain makes me think that I'm better off standing by the Grail boat, which since 2015 has been part of our church furniture, this tremendous piece of 500-year-old oak carved into the shape of a ship, showing the journey of the Grail to Glastonbury, as the legend goes. Well, you'll all be back soon and we'll be able to see this sculpture in person. The sculpture outside overlooking Chapel Street changes every year, and in collaboration with Dot Art and the Liverpool Bid Company, we've this week launched the competition to find the 2021 entrant. There are links to that on the e-bulletin, which comes out every Wednesday, and if you know sculptors or connected into the artistic community, please do get the message out there. It's very important that we look after each other and ourselves. Many of you will be aware of people in need within the church community. Do reach out to them, or do let me know so that someone from our pastoral team or one of the clergy can reach out to them. But it's also important that we socialise with each other, keep our church community together in the way that we chat and interact. And from next week, we're going to look at having another Zoom social, so that if anyone would like to join in, just drop in, perhaps with a glass of wine, and have a chat. We'll be looking for Sunday evenings for that. So more information will come out next Wednesday by email. Do come along if you are able. Well, this week, Ian's been out meeting the congregation again, and today he's been talking to Mark.
Hi everybody, and welcome to our Meet the Congregation video for this week. This week we have a very special member of the congregation. We have Mark. Hi Mark, how are you?
Hello, hi Ian, I'm fine, thank you, and you?
I'm very well, thank you. It's good to talk to you. How are you holding up in this quarantine-y, COVID-y time?
Well, it's pouring with rain outside today, so I'm not greatly fussed about that. But so I'm spending time at home. But I'm doing all right, thank you. I got plenty of things to keep myself occupied, and whether or not I'm actually doing all the social events and the organisations that I belong to, well, that's a different matter. Most of those have been cancelled, so it's keeping a bit of family time and looking after my dad, and occasionally when I'm allowed to, meeting with the grandchildren or whatever. So yeah, I'm doing okay, thank you.
Yeah, focusing on
yes.
Yeah. So can you talk a little bit, one of the things I always ask people, because it turns into some really interesting stories, is how they got first connected to St. Nick's.
Goes back quite a long way, actually. I haven't heard many going back as far as I could do. It was about 1980. I was back home after university, and the church was being used as a rehearsal space for a choir called the Gerald Brown Singers, and they're the group that have now morphed into the Oriel Singers. Mm-hmm. Occasionally, I believe, still use St Nick's, and I got invited along to help build up some of the choir numbers, and I sort of joined that, and that was my first connection. Then it went a bit quiet until about 2004, when I actually moved to work at an office in Liverpool. And a school friend of mine who's still on the PCC at St Nick's, he invited me down to come to some of what were then, I think it was Friday lunchtime communions, and that was quite pleasant because it was nice and quiet and peaceful and gone away from the noise of the city and so on. And then the office moved from further up in town down to just across the road from the church in about 2010. And that was great because I was able to come over to the midday services on the Mondays, the Wednesdays and Fridays were the ones that best suited me. And that was really helpful to sort of just keep me on the, I wouldn't say the straight and narrow, but keep me going to get through all the meetings that I was having, all the pressures of the job and all the rest of it. So then the church I go to in Birkenhead, St Saviour's in Oxton, there are a couple of weeks when they don't do a communion service, because I was sort of brought up in a communion setting type church. And then coming over to St Nick's was very, very similar sort of style of worship to St Saviour's.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think all the way through university, I went to a Thursday lunchtime Eucharist, and it was just, I mean, it's just amazing. It's just like, I think they're one of the sort of hidden treasures of the church, because people all kind of miss them, and then they're just so like meditative and beautiful, and like was exactly what I needed between classes, you know.
Yes.
So I'm glad ours worked for you. It still runs, actually. You can still it will again in 2021 when the coast is clear.
Yes. I used to play occasionally when I was at university for some of the midday services they had. And my music tutor was also the organist at the Manchester Parish Church. And so he used to invite us over there to help make up the numbers in the choir. We got paid at £2.50 a service. That was really worth a lot of money.
Nice, yeah. Well, that's probably all the time we have. So if you watching, once we're actually back in person, do say hi to Mark. He's a really lovely man. He's very kind and generous, and it'll be really nice, I think, for everyone to be back in person. So
yes, very much.
Look forward to that. And thank you so much for speaking with me, Mark.
Okay, no problem.
And I'll see everyone else in the next few weeks. All right, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Well, I know that one of the things that is important to Mark is music in church. I'm really delighted we've been able to keep music as part of our worship, both throughout the last few months and also during our recorded worship in lockdown. And so you can join the Parish Eucharist from 10 o'clock on Sunday and be part of our worship community from home on our YouTube channel. And if you're of the age to join Sunday school, then Sunday school will meet as normal at 11 o'clock by Zoom. And do contact the parish office if you need to be linked into that network. Whatever you're doing this weekend, stay at home if possible, keep safe, and have a very good weekend.